Our industry is so obsessed with keeping up a certain pace. And I would like to say that slowing down is okay. Slowing down gives you the space to see and pivot and learn and give yourself grace. So we intentionally did slow down and we had our best year. We slowed down and we had our best year, right? Like those two
Yep.
things can be in the same sentence.
If you hang
But
out in any sort of Facebook real estate group, right?
Mhm.
You hear all the some money is better than no money, and I'm like, that is such a scarcity statement. Oh, it's such a scare. I'm like,
100%.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yes.
Well, the more good agents you know around you, the better your business is gonna be as
Yeah.
well.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the show. I am thrilled to have the Blonders today. They just made the cover of Real Producer in Fort Collins, Colorado. They are a amazing, dynamic powerhouse couple that you are just going to learn so much about today. And I am thrilled again to have you two here. So, Dan and Juliana, welcome.
Thanks so much for
Thank you.
having
Happy to be
us.
here.
So I know who you are. I'm lucky. I get to know who you are, but not everybody does. So tell us a little bit about Dan, Juliana. How did you each individually get into real estate, and then what made you kind of join forces?
Sure. I can start. So I moved back to Colorado in 2016 to get into real estate with my brother, Ben. He'd been and a top producer for 10 years at that point
Mm,
and really showed me the ropes. He was a great mentor. Worked with him for many years and then met Juliana here.
Yep.
And we're going on almost 4 years married, and we broke off and started our own team about 3.5 years ago.
Yeah. In 2022. And yeah, same. I'm not from Colorado. I moved to Colorado to get my master's in biomedical science. I did graduate and worked in a lab. The lab owner ultimately wanted me to take over the lab, and I said I'm going to run the other way. Ultimately, after like kind of reflecting on that experience, and I think I just wanted to build something of my own. I've always been one to blaze my own path, and so that's how I ended up in real estate, licensed in 2019. Met him. He was dating someone at the time. I switched brokerages.
oh,
I found out he was single. I hit him up. And then we got married in 2022, and the Blonder Group was thus formed.
that's funny. I didn't know that. That's funny.
Yeah.
Always,
That's the
always,
abridged version.
always the origin story. I'm like, how did that little meeting? But actually, funny when my husband and I got married in 2019. Everyone was like, "How did you guys meet?" Because they ask you, all the people ask you, and they were so shocked. And tell me if you got this too. They were so shocked when I was like, "Oh, we met at work." Like it was like an organic meeting. It wasn't like a online thing, and people were just like, "Are you
And
kidding? I think you're like the
I
only person." Isn't that crazy?
I
That's
know,
wild.
right?
Okay, so you both got into real estate. So what do you love about the industry? Because you were just featured on Real Producers, and that's like a big deal.
It's
So
coming out next month.
Mhm.
coming
So,
out next month, super excited, can't wait to see it.
yes, we're
So
honored.
tell me, like, what do you love about real estate? Like, and did you both when you first started coming from working separately to then forming the Blonder Group? What did you have to learn about business and about each other to be able to do it successfully?
Hmm. I'd say love is just like forming these amazing relationships with a lot of people and, helping them through kind of some of the scariest decisions and purchases of, their lives thus far, and just being able to shepherd them through the process and negotiate for them. And, the end result of handing over the keys or, getting them a great deal for their listing was just amazing. And through that, we've really made some lifelong friends that started as clients, which is
Nice,
awesome.
nice.
Yeah, he loves negotiating, but he's so good at making it a win-win,
Mhm.
but just really making our clients feel like they really won. He's really talented at that. And I love real. You're welcome. I think I'm just addicted to entrepreneurship and self-improvement. And I mean, every day in real estate is that like you're really the only thing that's in your way is yourself. And for me, like overcoming that over and over and over again, and then you get to a next level and you overcome new things. That's what I love about this life. And then, other days I'm like, why did I choose this? Everything has its own hard, but
Yeah.
coming, and then your second question was coming together. What did that look like for us, or what do we
Yeah.
love about
Like, what
it?
did you have to learn about business and each other to be able to
There,
do it?
yeah, we had to learn. It's funny, it's not that we ever really had this like conversation where we're like, you're going to do this and I'm going to do this
Mhm.
and stay in your lane and you stay in my lane. And we just organically kind of found our own lanes. Like I love marketing. I love the client process and making the clients feel from beginning to finish to beyond, like connected with, and events with our clients. He's, like I said, the negotiator. He loves going over the contracts. So it's like we organically were able to find our lanes and we lean on each other a lot. A lot.
Yeah.
It's wild to look at this person and be like, wow, my whole life is dependent, not whole life, but our I can't find the word, but like, yeah,
Success
our
of
success
business.
or just our abundance is dependent on this person next to you, of them getting up every day and doing what they say they're going to do. So it builds this big, trust comes into play a lot.
Yeah.
And I love that it allows us to super hyper focus on, two totally different areas where, it's awesome that it's for one person to do this by themselves. I couldn't do it.
Yeah,
And
I couldn't
like,
either. I look back and I'm like, no wonder why I was so stressed out when I was, before him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's probably so many people who are relating to that right now. They're like, God, that would be nice to have someone who would do like the things that I'm not the best at. Because like you even though you don't say stay in your lane, like you both have a very clear swim lane. Like even just in working with you guys from a distance, like I know kind of your strengths and your talents and how they complement each other.
Mhm.
So I think that that's really important. So what advice would you give to somebody, or would you change anything? I mean, you're 3 years into the group, being together now. So
Mhm.
would you change anything, if you were to go back and start over again?
Hmm.
No, I
Yeah, I
wouldn't.
don't think so either.
Um, no, I wouldn't, because I mean, you have to get used to, I mean, some advice that I would give is like you have to get used to, sometimes you're just throwing spaghetti at the wall just to see what works and what doesn't, and that's okay. I think, the advice really there is giving yourself grace to make those pivots and those changes. That happens a lot as a business owner. And that's something that I never learned. I never even took a business class in college. Like maybe what I would change is setting up, certain bank accounts, like probably having to do with like those type of things.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but now we are, and I don't know, I wouldn't change anything.
Yeah, and her end of the business, like the marketing end and attraction, and it is a lot more of the trying a lot of
Trial
different
and
things.
error.
Like
Hmm.
I have a more day to day kind of steady, I follow up with all our leads and our clients and, negotiating, writing contracts and such. You have a lot more diversity in everything that you do and
Hmm.
variety
Hmm.
and learned a lot through trying lots of things.
Yeah.
I think you guys just both kind of very clearly painted a picture too that a lot of people who are in this solo don't think about, right? Because Dan, you said I have a very clear like every day. I get up, I follow up, I'm doing all the nurturing, and this is what I'm doing every day.
Mhm.
And you're the one who's kind of like Juliana said, you're the one who's doing the negotiation, and you're the one who's kind of like making your clients feel like you got this, right? And Juliana, you're also doing that, but you're doing it on the back end, and a lot of times in this industry, we don't give ourselves enough credit for understanding that there are two different roles that you're playing.
Yeah,
Right? Because, Dan's playing the sales role, which is important,
for
arguably one of
sure.
the most important pieces of the business, right? And
Mhm.
Juliana is playing the marketing role, which is still, again, arguably one of the most important pieces of the
Yeah.
business.
Yeah.
And they're two different brains.
Totally.
100%.
Yeah. And so I think it's like really important that was really good when you guys just said that. I don't even know if you saw that, but that's what I saw. It was like a vision of totally different lanes that a lot of people are trying to do together or trying to do
Yeah.
in one, like one person, one agent trying to
Mhm.
do these different roles all by themselves. You got the
Yeah.
left half of the brain, which is Dan, and the right half of the brain, which is Juliana,
Yeah.
right?
We
And
always joke, we're like, we put like
Together we make one really
together
good
we make
agent.
one person.
One really good agent.
One really good agent. Yeah, because
yeah,
yeah.
but that's also what you guys do so well because I mean how many you guys you're very high producers. How many homes did you sell last year?
We did
They're
16 million in sales in 30
30
homes.
transactions.
Yeah, so 30 transactions, which is, what, 2.5 a month, basically,
Mhm.
Mhm.
right?
Yeah. Mhm.
And 16 million, and, that's a lot of volume. It's a lot of
Mhm.
volume. And, the reason, I think part of the reason is because you guys have the things that you do well and you do it well.
I
So what do you think, like, in your business, what do you think is the most, like, inconsistent thing that you do?
Inconsistent, honestly, sometimes I would almost argue that having inconsistency for me allows creativity for me in my marketing
Mhm.
because I allow like oftentimes I get the most done when I don't have any like a big chunk in my schedule in the afternoon to allow that creativity to come in. So sometimes I don't necessarily see inconsistency as like a bad thing.
Mhm.
However, I mean, gosh, little things um like we just started a street text ad campaign and the what's my home worth one, right? And we're getting the leads in and we haven't built up a workflow yet. So we're like backtracking and that's okay. Or for example, like, we have a weekly newsletter
Mhm.
that sometimes doesn't go out every week, right? And that's
Yeah.
okay. Like it's not the end of the world and my our people aren't going to think any less of us. Yeah, I don't know. What would you say?
I think you put it perfectly. I'm like, well, back to that. I'm pretty consistent with my stuff, and then yeah, adding this new kind of lead pillar that, and now I do feel a little backed up on what we're bringing in because we don't have that workflow, which we will, or we've been working
We
on
do.
today,
Yeah.
getting it. Yeah,
It's
and
actually turned on today, so.
amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, do you have the street text home value workflow that I have? Did you get that?
Oh,
I think so.
we need to look into
Yeah,
that.
I
Yeah,
think so. So we will look
check it out
into
too.
that. What we did, we just like used our seller seminar too to just
Yeah,
Mhm.
drip
yeah,
flow, and then we're gonna get them into HomeBot too, which is another big pillar that I definitely want to add.
yeah, yeah. Those are like
Mhm.
okay. That's perfect kind of segue. So, what are the things? What are the tools, the systems that you have in your business right now that help you from the top of the funnel all the way down to the bottom of the funnel?
Top of the funnel. So we have Client Giant. We make sure to touch our high clients every quarter with really quality gifts. Um, Top of the funnel would also be our client events because what we do at those events is everyone registers and then we always have a question like, hey, do you know anyone else looking to buy or sell real estate? It constantly keeps us top of mind there. Stories and Instagram is going to be top of funnel. Posting on Instagram, social media is going to be top of funnel. Newsletters, um,
And yeah,
in-person thing like just coffee dates and
Okay.
happy hours. And then we have an assistant. We use Slack with our assistant, so she's helping us with those little details on there. um, what else is top of funnel for us? Dan
we let
calling
all our
you.
people know that if they send us referrals or repeat business, that they'll get discounted stays at our house in Costa Rica or in our cottage in Michigan, and we're gonna push that even harder this year. What else?
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I think all those things together, we've collected so many advocates that really we're becoming a, a referral and repeat based business.
Yeah.
I'd say almost a majority now with what
Yeah.
we did last year.
Our top of funnel, I mean, of course, like we want to always be building our email list with the
Mhm.
what's my home worth ads and the Facebook ads, especially like we use like when we have our listings as top of funnel as well.
Yeah.
But really our biggest top of funnel are our clients. We want referral business. And I'd say I didn't look at the numbers, but a majority of last year was that referral or repeat business because we value our community. We want to show our community we care. And our goal this year too is to have an event every month. And so far we're on track.
So you're running social, you do Instagram, you do great on Instagram. So anyone listening or watching this, go follow them. What is your handle on Instagram?
The blonders underscore sell no co.
The blonders underscore sell no co.
That's it. Like that's probably our next biggest like top of funnel thing is people that will start following us there,
Okay.
Facebook, YouTube, and then
Yeah, of course, Facebook. Oh yeah,
yeah,
YouTube and
and it's
Facebook.
so great when
All
those
the
people
things.
when new people reach out through that, and it just shows that all your hard work is really to
Yeah.
promote us across the
Give
socials.
doing all that stuff to give Dan people to call.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. Because then they go into follow-up boss, and he
Yeah.
is relentless on the tasks, of
Nice.
following. Sometimes we push tasks forward, but just depending on the situation. But
Right. So
he's
Dan, talk to me about
it.
your daily schedule then. So if you're pretty consistent about like what you do every day, what does that schedule look like for you?
The first 2 hours would be well, our morning accountability call every day at 8 a.m. It's a 15-minute call with people in our organization
Mhm.
through Krista Mayshore. And so we do our accountability to start, and then I just hit my tasks and our database for 2 hours every day. And that's kind of my most business developing, part of the day.
Okay.
And then I will after that we'll do now I'm putting together CMAs for all the people that are coming in. That'll be my next like hour to two in the day, and then we leave open the afternoons for appointments and showings and listings.
Nice. Nice. So do you guys have like so what I'm hearing, you spend most of your time in the morning on the this business stuff, and then the
Mm,
afternoon is kind of open. Do you take appointments in the afternoon, leave the house in the afternoon, stuff like that?
yeah, I think the most important is the first 2 hours and just doing that every day,
Okay.
um, to not have things fall through the cracks and just keep things moving forward.
Yeah. I think that's really important. Like one thing I've definitely found is when you block out the first portion of the day, and people say it all the time, but so many people don't do it, right? You
I
hear
heard
it,
it all the time
yeah,
and
you
never
hear
did.
it all the time. Eat the frog,
Yeah.
eat the frog, eat the frog, but people don't
Mhm,
do it. But when you actually take time to block out like, it's amazing how much more productive you are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I will
my
say for me, oh, so go
oh, go
ahead.
ahead, go ahead.
I would say my most productive like form of day is if I can get up, I can move my body, if I do some sort of intentional like breath work, like I need to eat like a big breakfast. Like for me, I really need to ground into my day. And I mean, I really don't start getting like into my creative or whatever I need to do for the day until like 10 or 11 because that in the morning is crucial for me to even like do like our calls, like our like EXP luxury calls. I'll review a call
Mhm.
and things like that, and then I start hammering out what I need to do. Like I kind of call it like screen time, like I'm on the screen a lot, and then I need a break, and then I start working a lot when around like 3 or 4 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Sometimes even through dinner, like dinner. Dan's like, "Can you stop talking about work? It's dinner time," and I'm like,
Well,
"But I'm
not as
getting
much
it."
talking as yeah, and it's like by 4 or 5, I'm done and I'm ready to, like, enjoy the
Yeah,
evening,
yeah.
and then so we'll be,
And
enjoying
sometimes
TV,
I get a
watching
little
Netflix, and
like,
you'll have your computer out all the
yeah.
time, and
And oftentimes
good
I
on you.
find even on the days like either Saturday or Sunday, sometimes like I feel less pressure to like produce on those days and I feel more space to just get done what I need to on a Saturday morning. It
Yeah, I
feels
think
better.
that's a super, super, super important point right there, is like having that space, right? And I'm the exact same way, Saturday and Sunday. Like, you'd think that those would be the days that I'm not
Yeah.
wanting to be at my computer, but those are the days when I'm like, let me get
Yeah.
much more done, because I
Yeah.
don't have the pressure of calls and appointments, and my
Yeah.
brain can really be fully open. So I
Mhm.
totally hear that. Okay, I
Yeah.
want to I want to know. So a lot of what you're talking about, Juliana, I think is really important when you're talking about morning routine. And I think you said something some people might not always think about, is like morning for you, like ends at like 11.
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, for someone like me, morning ends at like 8 a.m., right? So I'm like,
Mhm.
everything's done by 8, right? And so
Yeah.
I think it's important for people to hear, like, morning doesn't have to be, you hear someone like me, super hardcore, I'm up at 4 a.m., I'm doing all this, right? Like, you don't have to be me. Like, you can, that does not, that's my human design.
Yeah.
Right.
Uh-huh.
It's my
Totally.
human design, and that's your human design. So let's talk about human design a little bit more and how that fits into your business and what you do.
Yeah, I mean, for so long I tried to beat myself into that whatever
Comparing.
comparing on, and at first in real estate you really do need to try different things. You do
Mhm.
need to try all the things, like, I mean, there's some crazy things that I've done, and it, like, in the beginning of real estate, but so you do have to try what works for you, and it's okay, but eventually you have to understand what works for you and what feeds you the most. You had mentioned human design, so I've been really intentional about studying human design, which is I mean, essentially it's like a system that you follow that um kind of, it's like the blueprint of your soul, I would say, and how you're wired and how you're built and how your energy best works. Every single person is different. Dan's is very different from mine, and if I were to base my production or success based on what he does, I would be in this constant shame spiral loop of I'm never doing enough.
Mm.
So learning about my own human design and understanding and practicing, not just knowing it, but physically practicing it, has really helped our business, I think. And it's also helped me kind of release the white knuckling that you feel in your business when you kind of like go up and then you're in a little dip and then like you start spinning and you're like, oh my God, we're going to lose everything. At least that's, the stories that I had conditioned myself, but it's allowed me to like release those stories and really just trust that your actions are going to be rewarded. And understanding, like, slowing down. Like, I feel like real estate agents in our industry is so obsessed with keeping up a certain pace, and I would like to say that slowing down is okay. And slowing down gives you the space to see and pivot and learn and give yourself grace. Just because, a couple of times, like a few weeks in a row, you do like 6 videos a day, and then the next 2 weeks you're like, man, I'm really burnt. That's okay. Like, maybe you do 1 video a day or whatever. Like, we can't always be on 24/7. That's just not healthy. I see it so much in our industry that real estate agents are sick, they're exhausted, they're wanting to burn everything to the ground every few years because they're exhausted. So, understanding your own human design, which you can just get it like myhumandesign.com. You just enter your birth time, location, and date, and you'll see your energy type, and you can read all about it. I also do readings as
Yes,
well.
she does
I was gonna say,
amazing readings. Nice.
or they could go to
Or
your
Yeah, where you
website.
learn a little
Yeah.
more.
yeah,
Yeah, but she's putting together like a human design for real estate agents, kind of a program, or working. It's like a work in progress, but
yeah,
just understanding your strengths and how your energies move, and like, yeah, the ways to optimize that, like you're
yeah.
saying. And
Yeah, because I
um
mean, there's so much conditioning in our industry to go, 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 produce. What's your next level? What's your next level? What's your next level? And it's like, if that's you, that's great, but that's
mhm,
not a lot of people too. So
Yeah, I would say it's probably not most people. I,
right.
I think,
Yeah.
but
I think just in, I think we've talked about this before in my working with as many agents as I get to work with on a regular basis, I would say the majority of people are not wanting to go, go, go all the time.
Right.
Sure. And that's why there's the
Totally.
80/20 rule, like,
Yeah.
Right.
It's been a
but you can
powerful
still be
tool.
in that 20 without having to feel
Yes.
like you're go, go, go. Like, I feel
Yes,
like we had
exactly.
our best year yet last year and probably worked less hours, I would
Mhm.
say.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you guys traveled a lot last year, right? Because that was one of the things you guys did. So you did a lot of travel last year, and I mean, you made icon within like the first 30, like you basically capped within your first 30 days of the year, and then you were icon a couple months afterward. So,
Took us almost to the end of the year to make the icon. I'm
okay.
Yeah,
super
but
excited
I
about it.
thought
you
in
know
my eyes it was faster. So
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was a quick year. I
But
mean,
you know what I will say about that last year is we started the year with the intention that because once we got married, we were like, like we were traveling. It was like nuts.
Mhm.
And I was getting burnt out because that's how I'm built. Dan can go, but no one's built to go, 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 right? But so at the beginning of the year, we made the intention of, okay, we're going to root down. We're really going to like, yes, we did travel, but we like we weren't gone every 3-4 weeks. Like that was just insane. So I almost like when you set the intention of something and then you follow through with what you say you're going to do, like the universe will reward you for that. So we intentionally did slow down and we had our best year. We slowed down and we had our best year, right? Like those two
Yeah.
things can be in the same sentence.
Yeah, and I
mhm.
love, love, love that. You could just say that louder again. Let's just put that on
Mhm.
like repeat, slow down and have the best year. And that's really it's so counterintuitive. And it's so
Right? Yeah, you think you should
Exactly.
have to
yeah.
be,
You think you
you
just gotta
know
keep, but it's like the same thing. I look at it like a lot like fitness because I like to compare a lot of things to fitness. And
Yes.
the thing that I like to teach people when they're really getting into fitness is like, look, you can't just go and just
No.
go because your body will physically tell
The
you
break.
no.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Right, and it's the same thing in real estate, it just takes us a lot longer to get there, the physically
Yeah.
Mhm.
telling us until we're completely burnt out, and then it's
Right.
like, "Oh, I don't wanna do this, but I have to keep getting back up and, like, keep,
Yeah,
beating
yeah.
myself up because I didn't do what I'm supposed to do."
Yeah.
And
It's
so
a
I think that
spiral.
yeah, it's like this,
It's
like,
rough.
vicious cycle. Okay,
Yeah.
so let me go back kinda jump back to the real estate side of your business again, real quick. So tell me, like, who's your niche? Who's your target client that you work with?
We love local business owners. We've worked with, I mean, they just inspire us so much. Cause I mean, that's us
Mhm.
really, we're local business owners. Just that we care about our community. We are also niching to increase our average price point. So we are in EXP luxury now. But I would say a lot of it is people who this is a fun niche. People who have already found their next home, but their home isn't ready to be on the market. I think that's a niche that we've
Yeah,
we've
Okay.
mastered.
we crushed 4 of those this year, I think.
Yeah, this past year, like
Wow.
that
Yeah.
exact thing
Yeah.
happened. And so we're like, well, we have the systems now for that. So that's
And the
exciting to
team
us.
to help them get ready and just
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, it's
so your
been
niche
wild
found
ride.
you, you didn't find your niche.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Totally.
it is just a ton of our original clients, like, and that 3, 4 years ago, and now they're like, "Oh, we weren't even trying to do this, but we walked into an open house today, and we need this house." And it's
Yeah.
like,
So
"Well, it just hit the
showing
market, but let's see if we can't figure out how to negotiate it." And you know, just
this is the market for that though.
yeah,
So
right. I mean, this would not have been possible 3, 4 years ago.
right.
Like, good luck. Sorry. Like, but
2021, you've been like, I'm sorry, I can't help you.
or yeah,
Yeah,
no one
literally.
will accept that. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
it's
house is just, I don't think people were just randomly going to open houses in 2021. They were like,
Right.
I don't want to do it because it's like 100 people at one open house. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
um, okay. So let's talk about, you guys, 2025 was a year of slowing down, having your best year ever. You made cover Real Producers, which by the way is not just for anyone listening. It's not a paid thing. Like you actually have to
No.
be nominated and earn that spot and you got to cover, right?
Yeah.
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 We had a really fun photo shoot.
Oh, wait until you see this
Yeah.
photo shoot. You're going to just
We want
love it.
people to know that
It's
like we like to have fun as much as we like to work, and
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
it comes through in our shot. We bought a disco ball for it.
You bought a
And it's
disco ball for it? I love
Yeah.
it.
yeah,
I love
it's
it.
pretty sweet.
Yeah.
We're not, but that's the thing is like, we're not for everyone. Right. And I made a post a few months ago, like, why we'll never be discount brokers and why, um, we try to be as authentic as we can because we don't want to work with everyone. We've all been there where we're like to me, I told Dan, I think it was the beginning of last year when we closed Sedona. Was that the beginning of last year?
Yes.
After
Yes.
after a certain contract, I looked at Dan, I was like, I don't care how much money one check will be. I don't care. I'm not doing it. I'm not working with people that bring us down or are negative or don't appreciate the work and value that we bring.
Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
nice to be able to make those decisions now and be like,
But I
okay, we're
wouldn't
not going to do this.
but
We never work with them.
I would encourage agents who are maybe earlier in the business that starting with that energy, like understanding the energetics of your real estate business and saying forthright, like, I know I have value to give, even if I'm a new agent. I care, find those values in yourself and you can be selective right off the bat. And that shows the universe and life, God, whatever you want to call it, that I want more of that. If you keep
Mhm.
working with people that just come into your world randomly and they're disrespectful and you just do it for the paycheck, then that's showing the universe that that's you want more of that. So
So true.
yeah, changing that energy around that is really important. We're doing that right now and into like a higher price point. Like we're getting leads in and some of them are, or a certain price point, a lower price point in our market. And we've decided, to pass them off to someone else or a team member or, just be more intentional about that. So,
Yeah. I think that's so true. I think, my love language is saying no. Like
yes,
my love language. I love to say no. And
yes,
it's true in the beginning, like you don't necessarily have the confidence. Because if you hang
right.
out in any sort of Facebook real estate group, right?
Mhm.
You hear all some money is better than no money. And I'm like, that is such a scarcity statement. Oh, it's such a scare. I'm like,
100%.
that's not true. That's not true.
Yes.
Some
Not
money
true
is better
at
than no money.
all.
I'm like, no, it's not. I'd
No.
rather have zero money than that money.
Bingo. Bingo.
100%. Um,
Yeah.
but universe, I don't actually mean I'd rather have zero money. So
Yeah.
don't take that the wrong way. Don't take that the wrong way. Okay, so what's next for you guys? What's 2026 have in store for you?
Ooh.
Oh,
Keep on moving on up.
like I said, we're so excited to start really honing into the luxury segment of our market, which is probably around like 900 up to probably Northern Colorado tops out around 3.5 or 4 million.
Okay.
So we're committing to consistently going to those price points and doing video and putting them on YouTube and just having a good time and showing our personalities and just putting ourselves out there on YouTube. So I'm excited about that. um I'm excited that we'll be going to Costa Rica this year to our house. What else do we have going on?
Salt Lake City and Jackson Hole next week.
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah,
be
we're less work, more fun, more money.
yes,
Yeah,
that's our goal
And
is
leveraged.
to
Like plenty of work will happen, but it will be leveraged. And
leverage.
in fact, we got a call a few maybe last week of a gal who just moved here and she had a lot of experience. Long story short, she's looking to get her real estate license
Mhm.
and it just sparked something in us. She sounded incredible and Dan and I looked at each other. She could be our next teammate or team member.
Yeah.
Um so that, and we are also super excited to be building our organization. We want to come up with like a name for whatever, the Blonder Group, like our EXP organization. We want to bring in agents that think outside the box. We want to bring in agents that can see an opportunity like our brokerages. And so that requires outside the box thinking. And so everything we're doing is really alignment, like the human design thing, right? And so that's what we're excited for
Yeah.
is to build our community. Um, and bring them under you. And
Yeah, the people within our organization are so amazing,
yeah.
and that's some of the events we're gonna be having is gonna be, like, high class happy hours with power couples around here,
Hmm.
and just, like, bringing people together to get to know each other more than just, like it's not gonna necessarily be a mastermind every time, and more
Yeah.
like,
Just
let's kick back
connection and
and just the
community.
more good agents you know around you, the better your business is gonna be as
Yeah.
well, and, like,
Yeah,
when you're going up.
I like to tell people all the time,
Sorry.
if you, whether or not you think you have an agent business, you do. Everyone has an
Right.
agent business because
Yes.
if you're a lot of them, a lot of brokerages now are moving to the cloud based model and revenue share model, which of course I love, but there's some that aren't. And even if you're one of those that are not, you still have an agent business because the reality is the better you are with agents in your community, the more likely you are to get your clients' offers accepted at the
Yes.
terms that actually meet that
Yeah.
client's needs. So it's
Mm,
really important to be doing that
yeah.
sort of networking within your community for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, I can't tell you how many times that has been what, tipped it was just our reputation and
Hmm.
working relationship with these other agents and just like them knowing that we're gonna get it to the finish line
They trust us. Yeah.
and that we're not that we go for a win-win in
Yeah.
negotiations and
Yep. Yep.
um
And I think we are going to be doing some mentoring for agents in our organization as well, which I'm excited for.
Nice. Nice. Well, that's exciting. Okay. I have one
Yay.
rapid fire question for you both. Okay.
Okay.
And I love to read. So it's going to be a question about books. What's the best
oh,
book you've read or listened to in the last 12 months?
My favorite book is
Yeah, that was a good one.
Napoleon Hill, Outwitting the Devil. I think this could help any human, whether you're a real estate agent or not, especially with the volatility of our world. And I'm so passionate about being able to like regulate your nervous system and understand like the systems at play and not letting what's happening knock you out of your goals and your dreams.
Mhm.
And that book is just such an interesting, solid way
Yeah.
of doing that.
So good. By the
Yeah.
way, he did Think and Grow Rich, and there was
I know.
one that what was her name? She did Think and Grow Rich for women. So if you like Napoleon Hill and you read
Ooh.
Think and Grow Rich, try the Think and Grow Rich for women. I just thought
Ooh.
it had a little bit of a different spin on Think and Grow Rich that actually, because like the thing is, like, as all the old school success books that we love were all written from one
Yeah.
perspective. And
Yeah.
and so it's really cool to see him license his book because the Napoleon Hill Company licensed the book to let I can't remember her name, but anyway, he licensed it to write it from a woman's perspective. So
Oh,
another fascinating book.
ooh, that just gave me the chills. I want to read that. That's
Yeah,
really cool.
yeah. I'll find the author and send it to you. But
Yes,
so good,
please.
so good. All right, Dan, you're up.
My favorite one of the year, and it's not necessarily business related,
That's
is
okay.
Endurance.
Ooh.
And it's a famous story about this polar expedition in 1912,
Mhm.
and the story of survival and enduring the craziest. Couldn't even imagine how these people did what they did. It's really good. Endurance.
It's a true story, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ernest Shackleton and his people.
Yeah. There is so much you have to learn. You can learn about real life from obviously from biographies,
Yeah.
autobiographies,
Mhm.
memoirs, and fiction. I read so much fiction because I'm like,
I am
I
too.
can learn so much. I just finished A Court of Thorns and Roses. Then I finished like the second and third book. And I'm like, do I want to read the fourth one? Yes, I do. Like,
Yeah,
and I'm like,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, of course I do.
I'm reading
yeah,
Sarah J. Maas right now too.
The other one,
Glass
the Crescent City series.
no, the glass throne
Okay.
or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm on the 6th book out of 7.
Yeah,
So,
I'm on the third. I just finished the third of A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I'm like, it was a little bit harder than the first two for me to read. So I'm debating if I want
yeah,
to read the fourth one, but I think I have
you will.
to
Yeah.
because I'm so far into it. I'm like, I can't just stop now. Who
No.
would do that? But
No.
anyway,
No, that'll be my next one after this series of her
yeah,
because she's a great writer. And I will say like reading fiction is so nice to let your brain play and not be on the business books all the time, you know?
yeah. Well, I did a piece of content the other day about how like fiction has actually helped my creative side. has really been
Yes.
able I can actually envision things now. Like I used to have a really hard time actually envisioning something. And when you're an
Interesting.
entrepreneur, they always tell you envision your future, right? And I'm like,
Mhm.
I can't do that, right? And so like I
Yeah.
really do feel like fiction has helped me start to do that. So I actually see a
I
picture
Another
love
in my notes.
that.
Yeah.
another crazy one that she'd been trying to get me to read for years, which I finally picked up this year, is The Divine Design, which
Oh,
is kind of like the origins of the human experiment, and it's a little out there, but
Oh,
it's
okay.
really,
Okay.
yeah.
really fascinating.
If anyone watching this has read The Divine Design, you are our people.
That's how you know. That's how you know. We'll say
Yeah.
yes
You
to
should give
you.
it a
We'll
read,
say yes
Lynea.
to you.
Yeah.
Um,
It's wild.
okay, this has been an awesome conversation.
Yeah.
Anybody
Oh
who
my
is
gosh.
looking to get a hold of Dan and Juliana, where should they go to find you?
Please find us on Instagram
Yeah, I
at
would do
the
Instagram.
blonders_sell no-co.
Mhm.
Um,
Or homes@theblonders.com. You can email us. We'll put our phone number in the notes or whatever. Our phone number is on
yeah,
Instagram.
we
And
love getting together with agents and talking and, you know,
yeah.
collaborating.
And you know what we've been doing? We've been doing like coffee dates through Zoom and Google
Oh,
Meet
yeah.
too.
Mhm.
I love Zoom
So
coffee dates.
yeah,
Fun.
That's
totally.
perfect because you
I
can
also like
keep your
in-person
young
coffee dates.
bottoms on at
Yeah.
least, you know?
Yeah.
You don't know what I'm wearing below the shirt.
We never know. Dan could not be wearing anything. Who knows?
No comment.
No comment.
Okay.
Yeah, thanks for having us on,
Yes,
Lynea.
it was awesome. Everyone, make
Mm-hmm.
sure you go back and listen to this like a million times over. There's a lot of good nuggets in this. And if you want to go hold the blonders, just check the notes.